my gosh, I was crying. I'm so proud of him. He's worked at this all year. He was so upset last year. Literally every race he went to this year, he's like, I'm doing it for Tulsa. I'm doing it for the driller, and he did it. I'm so happy.
Kyle Busch, a two-time NASCAR Cup Series champion, shared an emotional message to his son Brexton following a career-defining victory at the Tulsa Shootout. This father-son moment is not just touching hearts, but also showcasing the potential birth of a new racing dynasty. The Tulsa Shootout, held at the sprawling SageNet Center in Oklahoma, is no ordinary race. It's a proving ground for young racers. This year, the 40th annual event saw a massive field of 1,798 competitors vying for just 6 coveted Golden Driller trophies. Among these hopefuls was 9-year-old Brexton Bush, competing in the junior sprint division. Brexton isn't just any 9-year-old racer. He's the son of Kyle Busch, a NASCAR legend with an impressive track record. Kyle has won 2 NASCAR Cup Series championships and amassed a staggering 230 race wins across NASCAR's top 3 series. He's also a veteran of 19 Daytona 500 races. But on this day, all of Kyle's achievements paled in comparison to the nervousness he felt watching his son compete. Kyle said, "I honestly think the butterflies and the stress are worse, because it's your kid." This statement speaks volumes about the emotional investment parents have in their children's pursuits. For Kyle, who has faced the pressure of high-stakes NASCAR races countless times, watching Brexton race was a whole new level of stress. He added, "I think this is more stress and more butterflies for me here than it is for the Daytona 500. The Busch family's preparation for this event was nothing short of intense. After a disappointing showing at the previous year's Tulsa Shootout, they embarked on a year-long journey across the country. Their goal? To find the best competition and give Brexton as much racing experience as possible. This dedication saw Brexton racing practically every weekend. Kyle explained the importance of this preparation. You can go to all the racetracks you want and try to prep all you want. But when it comes to Tulsa and rolling down that ramp, and whether your kid has excitement or nervousness or whatever, it's all about harnessing that and being able to put that out of your mind and treat it like it's any other race." All this preparation paid off in spectacular fashion. Brexton not only qualified for the feature race, but secured the pole position. Then, in a display of skill beyond his years, he led all 20 laps of the junior sprint A-main, holding off runner-up Jax Whitmer to claim the coveted Golden Driller trophy. Kyle's reaction to his son's triumph was a mixture of pride and amazement. He took to social media, sharing his emotions with the world. 24 hours later, and I still couldn't be more proud of it, Brexton Bush. Biggest moment of his career, and he drove a perfect race. All the hard work he and the guys put in all year paid off. Just a really proud dad right now. This victory is more than just a win for Brexton. It's a significant milestone in his young racing career. Brexton has already amassed an impressive racing resume. He's competed in 289 races, winning 105 of them. In 2024 alone, he claimed 45 victories. His 2024 season statistics are even more impressive. 48 wins, 107 top 5 finishes, and an astonishing 126 top 10 finishes. These statistics are even more remarkable when you consider that Kyle himself didn't start racing until he was 13. The support of the entire Busch family has been crucial to Brexton's success. Samantha Busch, Kyle's wife and Brexton's mother, has been a constant source of encouragement. After the Tulsa Shootout victory, she shared her own emotional message. "It's one thing to accomplish something yourself, but the amount of joy, excitement, and pride that you feel when it's your child is another level. We are beyond proud of you, Brexton. You have worked so hard, and we will always be your biggest supporters." In a post-race interview, Samantha further expressed her pride. She said, "I was crying. I'm so proud of him. He's worked at this all year. He was so upset last year. Literally every race he went to this year, he said, 'I'm doing it for Tulsa, I'm doing it for the driller,' and he did it." Kyle's involvement in Brexton's racing career goes beyond just being a supportive father. He's actively participating in dirt racing alongside his son, using it as an opportunity to sharpen his own skills while Brexton learns the craft. The Busch family's approach to Brexton's racing career has drawn praise from others in the racing community. Kenny Wallace commended Kyle and Samantha for their balanced approach. He said, They're allowing him to be a kid outside of the car, hanging out with friends, playing. But inside the car, they're teaching him critical skills like geometry and strategy. However, Wallace also pointed out the pressure young racers face in today's competitive environment. Nowadays, if you don't get these kids in a race car by age 5, you're considered behind. Society wants everything hurried up. Brexton's success at such a young age has naturally led to speculation about his future in NASCAR. Kyle has outlined a potential trajectory for his son's career, suggesting that by age 16, Brexton could be ready for the Craftsman Truck Series. Kyle even envisions a scenario where he could share a truck with Brexton, with each driving in races suited to their experience levels. In an interview with SiriusXM in 2023, Kyle shared his ideal scenario. "In a perfect world, I would retire from cup racing when Brexton is 15 years old. I would go run a year of truck to see if I can win a Truck Series championship. When Brexton turns 16, him and I can split that truck, where he can run the shorter track races, and I can run the bigger track races." While Brexton's star is on the rise, Kyle has faced some challenges in his own NASCAR career. The 2024 season was particularly tough, with Kyle going winless for the first time in 2 decades. This broke a 19-year streak of victories and resulted in him missing the playoffs. His performance statistics for 2024 were the lowest in years, with the fewest top 5s, top 10s, and laps led since 2005. His average finish of 18.3 was his worst since his rookie year. However, Kyle has maintained a positive attitude, even using self-deprecating humor to address his recent struggles. At a recent Dirt Track Award function, Kyle joked, "Some would say I'm not winning in NASCAR anymore, so I've stepped back and race with the kids." Well, you're right, and it feels great, because you know what? There are a lot of great, young, up-and-coming talent in the racers at Millbridge. Despite his NASCAR struggles, Kyle's transition into dirt racing has been a source of renewed enthusiasm. He's embracing the challenges of learning a new discipline, saying, "I got into dirt racing a little bit more so I could understand the challenges that it takes with this type of racing. It's been a challenging learning curve, tough to teach old dogs new tricks." Brexton's win is even more impressive considering the scale of the competition. The Tulsa Shootout featured 107 junior sprint drivers, including children of other NASCAR stars. Owen Larson, son of Kyle Larson, finished 6th in the same race Brexton won. As Brexton continues to make his way into the junior racing circuit, Kyle is preparing for his own challenge, his debut at the Chili Bowl Nationals. This prestigious event, often called the Super Bowl of midget racing, will see Kyle competing against over 300 drivers, including experienced dirt track racers and fellow NASCAR stars Kyle Larson and Christopher Bell, who have excelled on dirt. Kyle's participation in the Chili Bowl is another step in his dirt racing journey, which was initially sparked by Brexton's interest. He's approaching the event with a mix of humility and determination, saying, "I still like to be out there and doing it even if I'm not great at it. I'm not Kyle Larson, I'm not Christopher Bell, I get that. Do I want to be? Hell yeah, but I don't know if I'll ever be."
I would say, honestly, like, for me, I'm just coming in here to have fun, like, no expectations. I'm not here to be a Kyle Larson or an Emerson Axum or anybody that comes out here and lights the world on fire and sets on the pole of 4A mains, you know? So for me, it's just, you know, try to hit the track conditions right with the car set up and try to go forward. And that's kind of
The impact of Brexton's success on Kyle has been profound. It's given him a renewed enthusiasm for racing and a fresh perspective on the sport. Kyle has found himself learning from his son's experiences on dirt tracks. In one instance, Kyle recounted a race where Brexton's advice proved correct. He said, "There was a race at the airport this year where you got to run the bottom, and of course I went to the top to make something happen because everyone was stuck at the bottom." He comes in afterward and says, "I told you had to stay at the bottom. It's fun. We prep a lot."
Brexton, but what's it been like trying to teach him racecraft? Obviously, you have all the racecraft in the world. You know what to do. What's it been like trying to teach your son? Because usually kids don't listen to their dad that well.
Yeah. He listens to me sometimes, but, you know, a lot of times, I guess, I've got the racecraft of the pavement side, not so much the dirt side. I've watched a lot of dirt racing. I've been a part of it a little bit as a kid growing up, running dwarf cars and modifieds, but I only ran maybe 12 races or so. I never really...
The father-son duo's participation in dirt racing events has also attracted attention from sponsors. Lucas Oil, a world leader in high-performance automotive additives and lubricants, announced their continued support for both Kyle and Brexton for the 2025 Tulsa Shootout and Chili Bowl Nationals.